We're back, everyone. We're back. I'm Julia.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I'm Julia.
And I'm not Julia? No. I'm Daniel. I'm Daniel. Right.
Yes, Daniel.
So, let's get on with this. We're going to be in Inverness. Where is Inverness, Julie? Well,
Inverness.
We're in Scotland. I mean, we're not actually. This is not Scotland right here. But in the video,
we're in Scotland.
And so
we were in Aberdeen, which is
This is
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
That's Edinburgh.
And then we went up the coast on a fancy train and went to Aberdeen. And then we said, let's just keep going north, and we went to right here,
Inverness,
which is the furthest north we've ever been. I mean, I guess the train technically went further north, it looks like, but that's not the point.
It kept going, but we went pretty north.
Yes.
It was the most north either of us have ever been.
And it is, right. And so that's kind of going to be our benchmark for northerliness from now on. It's a record for now. We're going to try to break it someday and go to the North Pole and see Santa.
Interesting thing about Inverness, you can't actually see Nessie.
No.
You kind of have to go
obviously he's real
to see all the tourist
Loch Ness
stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Loch Ness is not where the city of Inverness is.
Yeah.
I was a little zoomed out for this.
I was a little sad, but that's okay because Inverness itself is an interesting city and had some stuff that was pretty cool.
You might be able to see it on the map. There's this little lake here, which does not touch this little dot here. It is a little ways away, so if you're thinking I want to see Nessie, first ask him first. Maybe he doesn't want visitors, and if he does, understand that it's going to be a full day of you going out there,
and it's a little pricey. It's not a free thing at all.
Right? No.
So we forego that, and this is what we have from the city.
So this is not far from our hotel. There is the Victoria Market, kind of an arcade style.
Very arcade. Arcades are big.
About arcade
we
versus
haven't
mall.
really rambled about arcades. So arcades are pretty cool. They're, I guess Americans would call them mini malls, except they're indoors. Usually mom and pop stores, shops.
I think the key thing is that imagine a mall that is functionally a hallway.
Yeah, that's true.
But a really big hallway and really nice, and it has good shops in it. Oftentimes they're small businesses. But it is just usually one long hallway. Maybe it has a little bit off to one side, but it's not like...
Sometimes they're L-shaped. In this one, the Victorian Market, it actually ended at a food hall. So that was actually kind of cool. It was like a little...
Yeah, it had a few...
A little thing with tons of eateries, like a little...
Yeah, and all of them were
court.
small businesses, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of fish. And fish is good, and we are far north, so fish.
Yeah.
Also, at the other end, so this is past the station, the train station that got us there. This is the East... What do I do? I need to press the button. Eastgate Shopping Center. Yeah. And I just wanted to point out that this wonderful unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. So if you're like, you can't do that, it's like, are you going to tell Scotland what they can and cannot do?
Yeah,
so
their national animal is a unicorn.
Yeah.
So
I'm just not going to say that it's not real. Obviously, unicorns are real. The Scots made it their national animal. So I mean, really cool. And this is a very violent looking one. Like it's about to pierce somebody. It is not Lisa Frank's unicorn. Let's just say that.
So anyway, were we going to talk about the mall some more? Or?
You could talk about the mall.
Well, the mall was pretty good. It kind of has everything. This is where you're going to get your more chain stores and shops and everything like that.
Starbucks is there.
They had a good mix of
Marks
both mom and
Spencer's,
pops
right?
and some chain stuff. So okay, moving on. Cool statues.
Yep. This was just an interesting thing on the walkway from between our hotel, Eastgate, and getting to the water. So these planters are angled up just a little bit. And underneath them are phrases that are in both Scottish and English. So I tried to get some idea of what this looks like. There's one that's better of a shot. So kind of cool.
Very kind of had almost a small town kind of a feel to it in
And
certain
Inverness
parts of it.
is small town.
Yeah,
This is
even
not London.
smaller than
it's
Aberdeen.
not even Aberdeen has hundreds of thousands of people. This does not.
So the walking down the street and it's like, okay, this is the main street. This is Main Street. We're
And
walking down,
yeah.
and it's got their grocer. It's got a bookstore. It's got this.
It's got the big places,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have. And we were there off season. That's kind of a key thing here.
Yes.
So being
Yes.
in this city in off season made it awfully quiet.
Very quiet, but it was a nice little
Almost too quiet. All right.
Moving on.
So this is the River Ness.
Beautiful. Absolutely
gorgeous. Let's
Yeah.
get some more pictures of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't this amazing? Yeah, and it really is. Use
It's
your
a sight
nice
to
camera.
see. Yeah.
Also, wait, I'm going to go
wait.
back to that bridge for a second. This is
Okay.
a pedestrian bridge, if I remember correctly. Not the one I'm on. That bridge. So kudos for them. Now, this castle, the castle in Inverness,
Castle in Inverness, which
was under construction,
yeah.
unfortunately, so we couldn't go in.
Yeah, it was close to the public, but again, off season, so we couldn't really be mad about it.
No, I mean,
But we got some really cool shots.
we could always be
of
Franks and
it.
Karens, but that's not really our style, so we didn't.
Not really our style.
According to historian people that told us, this is actually Macbeth's castle.
This is supposed to be Macbeth's actual
Right, so
castle.
not Shakespeare's version where he's
Yes.
like this villainous person
Yeah.
tricked into being even worse, but like this kind of reasonable
Actually,
pro-Scotland kind of guy. Like,
Yeah,
but of course, when
so.
English writes Scottish history, anyway, let's move
it's a
on.
little different. This speaking of really cool bookstores, so
Yes.
this was kind of around the corner from our hotel. It was awesome. You can
So
take
this
over.
is,
Yeah.
I believe it's pronounced Leakey's, but it's
Yeah.
Leakey', and I dare say one of the best bookstores.
It was one of the better bookstores we were.
So it was an old
we've
church
gone
that
to.
they're like, you know what my religion is books. And so it's just epic. Did they have a play section? They certainly did.
Yeah.
There's just a guy at a desk near the center that I tried not to take a picture of, but anyway.
And a huge section of Scottish history.
Right, and not just
Huge.
everything. Everything
Oh.
is impressive here.
Yeah.
The books go way back in time. They do buy books. They're falling out of frame.
Oh, I'm right here. Hello.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay. So then I went for a walk, and it took me quite a while to get to the point that they're like, oh, it's just a 5-minute walk from here. And I'm like, okay, well, I've already been walking quite a while. But here's, I wanted to show you some random pictures along the way. There's the docks, because I'm walking towards the water. And here is the pretty water. Now, at this point where I'm standing, there are 3 bodies of water that meet. There's the River Ness, and it's coming up to meet 2 large bodies of water. One is the Bewley Firth. I'm trying my best here. And the Moray Firth. A firth is... It's like a lake, but not. Maybe a small bay?
I think that might be
Is
fair.
that fair?
I think that might be
Or
fair.
inlet water sources. And so these are the bodies of water that are then contacting with this river. So it's very beautiful here. Here's another great shot of
I
it.
love this shot. It's very magical.
Yeah.
Very magical.
So then I go from, you know what, let's give them more.
More
Okay. And now I desperately wanted to take a picture of a puffin. And
So you
the
can
puffins
see
did
it.
not want to come near me.
So his back is actually turned to us.
Yeah, it's
he
right in the
turned
center.
right when we finally had gotten
Unbelievable.
as focused as we possibly
It was
could because it
windy
was
day,
really far away
and I
it
had
was
the
windy.
largest lens on the camera, maximum zoom, and this bird is like, I don't know, I'm thinking about flying away now.
And we had his profile for like the longest time, and right when we start snapping, he just turned his back to us. So we're like,
he
well,
turned back, and then it started raining. So
he had
you
an
know,
opinion of what we were doing.
There was like, no, I didn't say yes to pictures. No, absolutely not.
But
yes, good luck with
puffins, unicorns, and puffins. What a place!
that. Right. We didn't even get puffins in the island of Guernsey, and their
they're
bus
known-
pass is called
it's
the
called
Puffin
the Puffin
Pass.
Pass,
So
so
you know we're gonna have to
whatever.
talk to them about
A
that.
little tangent.
Yeah.
But of course,
we
and
gotta
every
support.
city, every
Time we see it. Yep.
in Scotland and even in
Are we jumping ahead?
Jumping ahead.
We should just
spoilers. So every city that
like River would say
we had come across, especially in Scotland, was very pro-Palestine.
Yes.
And yes.
You know,
I guess they understand colonization on a very visceral level.
Yeah, so. I think that they understand that like there's a correct side of history, and Scotland likes to be on it. So
anyway,
they were notably angry.
That it was even a small town that Inverness was. Now, they still had a crowd.
I said that if there was a counter argument being made somewhere, we would talk about it. Mm-hmm. And there was. This is the place that had a table set up that was pro-Israel. Nobody was stopping at it. There was one person manning it.
Yep.
And I didn't. I forgot to take a picture. Nobody was harassing
him. Everybody was just kind of walking by him.
There weren't really people by the table.
No.
But it existed.
Yeah.
And so.
And he did ask us to not take pictures of him. So
I mean.
So that's why we don't have a picture of him. So
I mean. But we're acknowledging that there was a person who is pro-genocide. I mean, he's pro... that's not what I meant. I'm
moving on.
So there was a museum.
There was a
teeny
tiny little Inverness museum that kind of covered a little bit of the city.
The local history.
And
so this is the Highlands of Scotland.
So it went from a local artist, a painter that was from Inverness, and this is the lovely picture he painted.
They had paintings that were both from there and paintings that were painted there, but the artists weren't. But it's still small.
And of course, they were. These were actual garments that historical garments that was donated. But,
and they had a lot of different clothing.
Yeah. So it was a very teeny tiny little historical
I think the key thing is that a lot of the museum was... So they had the natural history part as well, and the art history and the local history. It's all one building. And I think... I can feel weird here, like I'm the center of everything. And I think the thing is that this is very much a kid museum.
Very, very child-friendly.
They had a whole section where the kids were actually like... I want to say nursery behind that glass.
It was kind of like
class,
they
were awfully young. And so I'm going to applaud it.
Like a toddler learning center.
I think that's the best way to describe. I don't know if it's always there or if we came when there was a session in progress. But I'm impressed either way. That's also why
we don't have
pictures of all the kids running around.
There was
but there was so much interactivity in this museum. If you have kids and you're coming to Inverness, this is a place for kids.
And
I love
free.
It.
And again, free. Another free museum. So
yeah, let's move along.
And that's just
this is actually how we're ending this video because we want to end it on a very serious note, and and we don't know how. So we're just going to end it with...
It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex war.
And I think that the comet actually won. So, oh man, I am snarky today. I took my snarky pills. All right. Until next time, everyone.
Until next time.